The way we build software is being totally rewritten by AI. But this whole revolution has a huge hidden flaw, a legal time bomb that threatens the very idea of owning code as we know it.
Right now, developers everywhere are using AI to build things at a speed that's, well, it's just unbelievable. It really feels like a superpower. You describe a goal, and just like that, complex code appears in seconds. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the modern workflow.
And there it is. There's the catch. This new, incredibly productive way of working is creating this huge, growing ocean of software that, under current U.S. law, has no legal author. And what that means is it can't be copyrighted, it can't be licensed, and it can't be sold.
I know, it sounds impossible, right? How can you write code that doesn't actually belong to you? Well, the answer lies in how these new AI tools fundamentally work.
So the term people are using for this is vibe coding. And honestly, it's the perfect name for it. You're not giving these exact line-by-line instructions. You're just describing a vibe, an idea, a goal to a large language model, and then you're letting the model figure out all the details.
The workflow is just so simple, it's almost addictive. You describe what you want, you get code back, you tweak it till it works, and you ship it. It's an incredibly powerful feedback loop. But the massive legal problem is hiding in plain sight, right there between steps 1 and 2.
Okay, so here is the absolute core of the issue, and this comes straight from the U.S. Copyright Office. The law only protects human authorship, so when an AI is the one that independently decides on the expressive elements of the code, the law is crystal clear. The human who prompted it is not the author.
You see, the law makes this really sharp distinction. A human author exercises direct creative control. An AI user, though, is just providing an idea, which is an unprotectable concept. The Copyright Office actually compares it to commissioning a painting. You can describe exactly what you want, but the artist who actually holds the brush is the legal author. In vibe coding, the AI is the one holding the brush.
And let me be clear, this is not some theoretical problem for the future. Recent court rulings and official reports have consistently hammered this point home. From the famous Thaler case to new guidance from the Copyright Office, the message is exactly the same. U.S. copyright requires a human author, and just prompting an AI doesn't make you one.
So this leads to a really fascinating question. If the developer who is using the AI isn't the author of the code, then what role are they actually playing?
To really understand the difference, let's think about a sculptor. A sculptor is in direct physical contact with their medium. Every press of their thumb, every single cut they make is a direct application of their creative intent. The finished work is theirs because their choices are literally embedded in every part of it.
And this brings us to two totally distinct roles. First, you have the patron. They just describe an idea. They commission the work. That's the vibe coder. But then you have the sculptor. They have their hands on the clay, making every single direct creative choice. They are the legal author. And as it stands, the law says vibe coding makes you a patron, not a sculptor.
So the crucial difference, the thing that this all boils down to, is the distance between your intent and the final output. And when an autonomous AI stands in that gap, the legal chain of human authorship is broken.
Okay, this all sounds pretty dire, I know, but it raises a really vital question. Is it possible to use the power of AI, but in a way that lets the developer remain the sculptor, the legal author of their own work?
To find the answer, let's just look at a tool that developers already know and trust, a compiler. A compiler is deterministic. It's a mechanical tool that just translates your creative choices without adding its own. It preserves your authorship. A chat LLM, on the other hand, is probabilistic. It's an autonomous partner that makes its own creative decisions, and by doing that, it breaks that chain of authorship.
That word, deterministic, that's the whole ballgame. A deterministic tool is like a compiler. You give it the same input, and it will always produce the same output, every single time. It's a mechanical translation of your intent, and that's what keeps the authorial chain intact, because the tool isn't making its own creative leaps.
The goal, then, has to be building AI tools that feel less like a chat partner and more like clay, a tool that responds directly to your choices, where the AI is the medium that you are shaping, not some artist you're just commissioning. And we need to get this right, because the stakes here could not be higher. I mean, if code has no author, it can't be copyrighted. And without copyright, the entire legal foundation of software licensing, I'm talking everything from open source like the GPL and MIT to all commercial software agreements, it just collapses.
The consequence is really stark. every single line of code created with this patron model is born directly into the public domain. A license literally has nothing to attach to because the copyright it depends on was never created in the first place.
This choice is being made right now in the tools we decide to build and use every day. The easy path? It leads to a world of patrons, where software has no true owner. The harder path requires us to rethink AI from the ground up, not as a creator, but as our medium. So the question for the entire industry is actually pretty simple. Will we be patrons, or will we be sculptors?